Hey, I'm Alex from Ratings.com. Today, we're going to compare the Samsung Odyssey OLED G6 with the Samsung Odyssey OLED G8. We're just going to call them the G6 and the G8 in this video, but they're known by other names too, like the G60SD or the G80SD. That's not to be confused with the ultra-wide G85SD or the very similar G61SD. Those are different monitors. Of course they are. These are two of the top QD-OLEDs in the Odyssey gaming lineup, but what exactly are their differences? For starters, they have different specs. The G6 is a 27-inch 1440p display with a 360Hz refresh rate, and the G8 is a 32-inch 4K 240Hz screen. So what does that all mean, and which monitor should you get? On the surface, you could tell right away that they're related. But besides the fact that they're different sizes, there's really nothing to tell them apart. Even their screen coatings are the same. They both have a matte coating that reduces glare well. Plus, they have nearly the same inputs, the key word being nearly. Besides the USB, DisplayPort 1.4, and HDMI 2.1 ports that you can find on both, the G6 has an extra audio jack, which makes it easy to connect your headphones. So you're probably wondering, why wouldn't the higher-end G8 have something so simple? Well, that's because one of its HDMI ports serves as an ARC port to pass audio from your sources to a soundbar or a receiver. Or you can even connect headphones over Bluetooth on the G8. Not ideal if you want low audio latency, but it's handy. The G8 also comes with the Tizen OS. Yes, the same platform that Samsung TVs have. You can easily stream content without your PC, and you can get all those neat features that you normally find on a smart platform, like that Bluetooth support. And it comes with a remote that works with the voice assistant feature, so you don't need to slowly type out each letter to search up your favorite YouTube videos. So, we know there are some differences in features, but what about performance? They're actually a lot more similar here. They have the same near infinite contrast, no blooming, and wide viewing angles. Any differences are hard to tell, but we're still going to split some hairs on these. First off, the G6 gets a bit brighter in SDR and HDR. Again, hard to tell, but still something to talk about. However, the G8 has a more accurate EOTF tracking, and it even has a few more settings to customize the picture, like Game HDR. That said, the G6 has an advantage when it comes to color accuracy. It's more accurate both before and after calibration in SDR. It even has better tone mapping for better accuracy in HDR. But keep in mind that this is something that can change between units, and you might actually get better accuracy on the G8 with different calibration tools. One area where the G8 does have an advantage though is with text clarity. This is because of its higher resolution, so text is easier to read. This is pretty useful if you want to use it for browsing the web or even just working. Just keep in mind that both have some fringing around letters and at the top and bottom edges of windows, which is typical of QD-OLEDs. But what about gaming? This is what these monitors are meant for after all. And surprise, surprise, they're pretty similar. Of course, the higher 360Hz refresh rate on the G6 gives it slightly lower input lag and a smoother feel, but otherwise motion looks sharp on both. However, the G6 actually has a slower response time at low refresh rates, but this is only with specific transitions, and it's hard to notice. Plus, Samsung released a firmware update in September to help fix this issue, so it's not as bad as it once was. While they're both fantastic for PC gaming, the G8 pulls ahead when it comes to console gaming. This is because it can take full advantage of the PS5 and Xbox Series X or S thanks to its 4K resolution. Even though the G6 has HDMI 2.1 bandwidth, it doesn't support downscaled 4K signals on the PS5 at all, and it only supports 4K at 60Hz on the Xbox, with VRR off. Sure, it doesn't have any problems with 1440p signals, but images are just a bit more detailed on the G8. But like with any OLED, they both have the same problem with VRR Flicker. This can happen when there's changing frame rates, and the flicker is pretty noticeable in dark scenes. Samsung included a VRR control setting on both monitors to reduce this flicker, but it also causes the input lag to increase, and it has stutter, so there's no real perfect solution. So, with all that said, which monitor should you get? The simple answer is to get whichever is better for your needs. Okay, that's easier said than done, but what you see is what you get with these two monitors. For the G8, it excels at higher resolutions for more detailed games and for console gaming. Plus, with its inclusion of Tizen OS, it really functions as a whole mini media center. But with that also comes with a higher price tag. On the other hand, the G6 is cheaper and supports a higher refresh rate for gaming if that's your thing. It's still suitable for console gaming, but only at a less detailed 1440p. Otherwise, these two monitors are both strong performers that perform similarly enough that you won't regret whichever one you choose. That's all for our comparison between the Samsung Odyssey OLED G6 and the G8. If you want more details on the monitors, check out our written reviews. The links are in the description below. Until next time, I'm Alex from Ratings.com, where we help you find the best products for your needs. I'm gonna smack this monitor when I do it, but that's fine. Maybe I'll just start with it. Sure, gladly.